Madam Commissioner has presented very well. I won't frown at that. But if you say the ministry is performing, I may not be able to take that for now.
All right.
Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Of course, the presentation is what I'm trying to comment.
Okay.
Yes, I would like to raise the issue of environmental sanitation. Yes, we know that exercise is very important. Your ministry is very important. It has to do with issue of environment, and we need to take every precaution. But I've observed during environmental that all these law enforcement agencies that are supposed to assist the environmental officers to carry out their duty, they usually man roadblock, collecting money. I don't understand. Are they not supposed to be following the environmental officers to the streets to inspect, of course, to look at the areas that needs attention? Because I believe that is the essence of environmental sanitation, for the environmental officers to go into the streets to see what is happening, to call on people to address the issues in their areas. Of course, in company of law enforcement agencies, but I've not been seeing that. And there was a time I noticed we have a mobile court for offenders on that day. Is that still active? Because I'm not hearing about it again. I want you to speak to that. And also, the local government, how well are you collaborating with them? Because, of course, you cannot be everywhere. Local government goes to grassroots. So how well are you collaborating with them on environmental day to achieve the result that we desire? Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. This is what I'm going to say. Madam Commissioner, if there are areas you want your commissioner, your permanent secretary, or any of your officers to address, feel free to call my attention and let them address it. Please, you can quickly answer those questions.
Of environmental, Mr. Balogun, to respond to the issue of environmental sanitation, as earlier mentioned by Honorable Lepsin. I'm sorry.
The Right Honorable Speaker and the honorable members, on the issue of environmental sanitation exercise, we have a very good synergy with the local governments and the SCDAs. The challenges we are having is that the local governments, environmental health service departments, and the SCDA are not empowered to carry out the regular sanitation exercise. Most especially, those single environmental health service departments in the local government have either a utility vehicle or ordinary motorcycle to work during that exercise. And at state level, we have a rickety vehicles that we are managing to do the exercise. So interland, maybe that is one of the challenges they are facing. So they don't have a utility vehicle to go to where they're supposed to man the environmental sanitation exercise. That is why we are collaborating with and they are grossly inadequate of personnel at local government. Majority of the personnel there have retired. It is by the support of the Honorable Commissioner that we were able to secure the employment this year. That is why we have the number of environmental health officers we are having at the state level. So that is why we are collaborating with NGOs. The NGOs, the Man O' War, the Peace Corps, the Boy Scouts that are assisting us to perform the role of environmental officers during the monthly environmental sanitation exercise. That is where we are having the challenges. But now if you have the necessary logistics and utility vehicles, I think we will overcome that challenges. On the issue of environmental sanitation task force on daily basis, like the Honorable Commissioner have said, our challenges is utility vehicles. So, and the issue of mobile course, we cannot be able to perform the regular mobile course as we are having before because of the challenges we are having. And on monthly environmental sanitation exercise, any offender court, they were being arranged at the magistrate court. There is a court for that at magistrate. And apart from that, our officers have been, it is on the news that our officers Most of our officers have been embarrassed, have been molested during the sanitation exercise. So there's need for the state to empower the environmental sanitation officials. And the local government,
Are you saying that we don't have laws that actually protect sanitation?
there is law.
Officers?
There is law. We have environmental health officers which this honorable house reenacted in year 2000. So we have environmental health officers, environmental health sanitation law, and that law need to be reviewed, and we are in the process of bringing it to the honorable house. There is need for the local government and SCD chairman at least to support their officers in assisting the state. So that is about that.
Okay. Are all the questions being addressed? Yes, Honorable Awoni.
Right, Honorable Speaker, sir. Distinguished members of this House. Commissioner Ma, I want to ask a question, and it has to do with this erosion. I want to know what Honorable Jacob Adeyemi Awoniyi, representing member constituency, to know what your office is doing to check erosion, especially in Ekiti.
The question you asked, when the SEPA agency, I think they are coming on Thursday, they are in good condition to answer that question, please. And
Okay, you are still talking. Okay, please, off your mic, please. Not the off your mic at the other side. Please, you can hold your own.
thank you, sir. I would like to address the issue of harassment faced by our environmental officers, especially in location markets and by some security personnel. These officers are doing their duty to ensure a safe and clean environment for everyone. I urge all members of the community to comply with environmental regulations and work with us rather than against us. Harassment may not be tolerated, and cooperation is key to achieve our shared goals for an ideal environment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You're welcome. Yes, Honorable Ayo Adegbite.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, my distinguished colleagues. You're welcome, Honorable Commissioner. I noticed that the question Honorable Oke asked about the collaboration between the ministry and the local government was not answered properly by the director. You said you need a collaboration with them, but what do you do to encourage it? Do you write to them? Do you meet with them? How do you relate with them was the question that you are asked. So please, thank you.
Thank you. We have written to the council chairman like 3 or 4 times. We even invited their environmental officers to the ministry. We discussed with them and we told them what to do during environmental sanitation. But some of the chairmen, they will not come out for environmental sanitation, they will stay back. While the deputy governor of the state will be going up and down the SSG and other commissioners. But the chairmen of local government, some of them, I want to talk about Ado local government Central, Ado local government, that's Shimba Socialoni. I know Ado local government chairmen, they are trying. But other local government, I want to mention Oye local government under Mrs. Desola too, she's also trying. But some of the chairmen, they were not coming up. I don't know the reason why they are doing that. I've written to them more than 4 times. Please, I will urge this honorable house to please call them to order and plead with them to please join us in the next environmental sanitation day. Thank you, sir.
That is noted for the executive session with some of these local government and leader of the house and colleagues. Please note that so that when we are having interface with local government chairman and SCDS, you can also raise this very important issue with them. I know there are a few issues that members want us to address. However, I would prefer that we refer those ones to executive session, particularly those areas that have to do with those figures that you are pointing my attention to right here. I think it is better to take those ones to an executive session. Do I have your concurrence on that? If I support, say aye. If I against, say nay. The ayes have it. So we are going to handle the other matters that members are pointing my attention to here at the executive session. A date will be communicated. And please, when you are coming for that, ensure you have your, I know you have highlighted them, but we need detailed analysis of some of the expenditures of the ministry. So I hope the finance director is here. Yes, please ensure that you prepare in details all contracts and every other expenditure carried out with supporting documents to the executive session when you are coming. Thank you very much. Madam Commissioner, thank you for this man. I have not asked us to leave now. Thank you for coming. But again, how do you see this exercise?
And I want to commend your efforts. Although you have been doing it for us, I pray that Almighty God will continue to uphold you, sir, and your members. Thank you, sir.
Amen. Thank you. You can take a bow to reappear at the executive session later. Please submit it and lay it before the house. Help her. Give her a copy of the account of stewardship. Hold on, ma. Don't go. Why is our account of stewardship? Just give her. Let her lay it. Thank you, leader of the house.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. The next local government, the next ministry is Ministry of Infrastructure and Public Utilities.
Minister of Infrastructure, can you call in Minister of Infrastructure? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, the speaking speaker of the Ekiti State House of Assembly, and my dear colleagues, we have with us this morning this afternoon the Commissioner for Infrastructure and Public Utilities. Mr. Speaker, I hand him over to you.
Thank you, Leader of the House. Honorable Commissioner, you are welcome. Please sit down, everyone. Sit down. Can we please meet you? You can on your mic, sir. Yes. Please, can we meet you, sir?
Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members of this distinguished House, my name is Bolaji Ebenezer Aluko. I'm the Honorable State Commissioner for Infrastructure and Public
Utilities.
Utilities.
All right. Yes, I know that you are here with your team, and briefly, can you please introduce a member of your team to us?
Thank you. I have a group of people here. The PS is the Permanent Secretary, rather, is Engineer Ajayi Olumide.
You're welcome.
The DFA is Mrs. Adeleye. The DAS is Mrs. Afun. The Director of Fire Service is Mr. Famosaya. Our DPRNS is Engineer Faroye. An accountant with us is Mrs. Olagoke. We have Admin Fire, Mr. Baba Teye. And another admin fire is Mr. Alabi. I think that's all the distinguished members, honorable members of my team.
Thank you, Honorable Commissioner. Yes, we will quickly take you, but there is just an observation that I've seen, particularly with the account of stewardship submitted. Yes, I know this is prepared by your Director of Finance, but it is expected that this is signed by the Commissioner as your account of stewardship. But the signature on it is that of Mrs. E.A. Adeleye, Director of Finance. I don't know, members, what's your take on this?
I'll be happy to sign.
Okay. Okay, a copy that you will tender before the House. Kindly sign that. We take it as a document of this House. Yes.
Want me to sign on each page or just the last page?
You can do the first and the last page. So that we will know that this document was actually presented by the Commissioner and not Mrs. Adeleye. Thank you very much, sir. At this junction, I will ask the Honorable Commissioner to just go straight. Those things you will want us to know, particularly the people would like to know. And as we have earlier mentioned, this exercise is being live on our social media handles. On YouTube, on Facebook, you are live. And I can tell you, sir, I know you to be a very digital commissioner. People are calling us from UK, US, Singapore, and everywhere. So they are also listening. Ekiti people abroad, everywhere, they are watching. And Ekiti home are also listening to you, sir. So they will want to know what you have done within the last 1 year of your appointment as commissioner in that ministry. Thank you, sir. So your time starts now. But sir, I know you to be a professor. I would know that you want to profess. So I might likely give you just 7 minutes to profess. Well done, sir.
First, I want to thank you for the opportunity and also the fact that you were recently rated very highly in this your digital world. Okay, so as you're well aware, my ministry has about 5 components to it. We have the main ministry itself, which supervises, sets policies and programs for the various agencies under it. We have the Ekiti State Electricity Board. We have the Fire Service. We have the Ekiti Water Corporation, Water and Sewerage Company. We have, I think I've mentioned the Fire Service. We have the Ekiti State Water Sanitation. I'm trying, it's a long name. Small Town Rural Water Sanitation Agency, ECUWASA. We have the Water Regulatory Agency. We also have what is called the transmission project, a federal project. And then we have the energy matters, oil and gas infrastructure. I believe that's all that are under the ministry. In terms of the main ministry, the main ministry has been involved in really supervising all of these agencies, including in particular supervising them over the Saw Wash project, which I'm sure you've heard about. That's the Sustainable Water Project, which is a P4R program under the World Bank issue. So you can understand the supervisory role of the ministry, and I don't need to go too much into that. When it comes to the electricity board, you are all aware of the dire situation of electricity in the state. We do not have, we are really not on the grid, but since the previous administration, the first thing has been the establishment of the IPP, the Independent Power Project, which started in November, and we can indicate to you that it's been running 24/7 ever since then. So that is a major achievement.
Really, we'll be interested to know the progress of that, particularly with the effort of this House in passing into law, the law on that side.
Well, I would indicate to you that part of the supervisory issue of the ministry has been to shepherd all the laws. And I would indicate to you that at some point or the other, the Electricity Act, the Water Act, and the Fire Act have all been passed by this House. So that's kudos to this House, that in my ministry alone, 3 laws have been passed to ensure that we work amicably and for the good of Ekiti State. Okay? So I thank you for reminding me about that. The IPP has been on. The state has, one of the achievements of the state has been to be one of 7 states out of 36 states that passed their law, 1 out of 4 states that have the full regulatory authority to guide all the electricity within their own state. So we've been given full authority by NERC, by the National Electricity Agency, because we have an Ekiti State Electricity Regulatory Board, one of those agencies too that I missed out. So we have a Water Regulatory Board and an Electricity Regulatory Board within the ministry. So the IPP, the Electricity Board have been achievements in the state, in addition to the fact that we have also extended almost 100 kilometers of 33 kV lines between Ado and as far as Ilasa in Ekiti East through Bonyi LCDA and Ayekire local government on one end, then as far as to Ikogosi in Ekiti West on the other end. And that has brought electricity to hundreds of thousands of Ekiti citizens who had not had electricity for quite some time. So let me stop at that for the electricity board. There's still much more to be done. There's still a lot of unserved and underserved people in the state. And the investors are actually writing to us to indicate their interest in providing electricity to communities, both off-grid, mini-grids, as well as interconnected grids. So we are looking towards in the next few months, but certainly next year, in having many more of our citizens have electricity in their states. Right now, we have a meter program that we have gotten agreement with meter providers to provide electricity to several communities, far less than what has been advertised nationally. And that will be rolled out in a few weeks. In terms of water, I will indicate to you that, you've heard quite a lot of what has been achieved in terms of providing boreholes. We've had 64 boreholes provided around the state, 121 boreholes provided around the state. There's a plan for 110 water schemes, not boreholes now, in schools and health facilities across the state. But more importantly, the issue of urban water has been challenging to the state because we have 3 dams, Ureje, Ero, and Egbe, that have a lot of water, but because of electricity challenges, they are not able to provide them something like 18 hours of electricity on a continuous basis. There have been a lot of challenges. And the agreement or the understanding of the ministry right now is that we need to provide dedicated power to each of these dams, inviting investors to provide dedicated power so that we can get revenue from them in a sustainable manner. So that is the challenge of water. In terms of the fire service, we have 7 fire stations in the state. 3 of them really can be said to be fire stations because they have fire bays. But another 3 do not have, they are in rented places. And about 5 of them have fire engines in them. So the challenge is to ensure that all of the fire stations have fire bays and all of them have fire engines. The states, when this administration started, we had quite a number of the engines, about 2 engines were working. Now we have 3 of them. At that time, there were only about 2 fire stations that have had engines on them. We have 5 out of the 7. So there's advance in that. I would also inform this House that Ekiti State is now the zonal headquarters for the Federal Fire Service, which includes Ekiti and Ondo State. And we've been, part of the challenge is to provide land and some headquarter facilities for them if we are not to lose out to any other state. So that is a major challenge. I would also indicate to you that the fire service was also instrumental in ensuring that the 2 fire engines that are at the airport now have been placed on there. So those are part of what we'll need to be able to do. So I've talked about electricity, I've talked about water, I've talked about the fire service. I would just indicate to you that the regulatory agencies are doing a lot of work. The Water Regulatory Agency has recently licensed almost 70 what we call water service providers, such as trucks that provide water and so on. The idea is to ensure quality borehole drillers. The idea is to ensure that those who provide water
Sir,
service...
why do we need to continue to encourage borehole drillers when we have those dams?
Yeah.
Egbe Dam, Ureje Dam, Itapaji Dam, which other dam in Ekiti State? I believe these dams, if properly managed and taken care of, can service Ekiti. If we can even, because when I was growing up, I know that Ekiti was actually providing and servicing a part of Ondo State, particularly the Akoko side, through Itapaji Dam. So, sir, how long are we going to continue with borehole drilling?
Yeah.
Even looking at it again for our safety, is it even advisable to continue to encourage boreholes?
While I continue to be Commissioner for Infrastructure, there will be no more borehole drillings as government activity. But we can't stop individuals from drilling boreholes. So even those still need to be controlled. But you're absolutely right that we need to ensure that our dams, Ekiti is blessed with water. The sizes of the dams, their capacity, if fully done, should be able to provide pipe-borne water to as many people as possible, or if not pipe-borne, at fetch points in various towns. But I've indicated the issue of water. I've also indicated the issue of very old pipelines. Not only old, asbestos pipelines that need to be changed. But the agony of water provision is that before you can know whether a pipe is burst, you still have to pump water through them. You still have to treat them with chemicals. So as we are able to pump, we will check for bursts and we will replace pipelines with modern polymeric pipelines. So can just simply say that we need to be patient as we continue to address each of these problems one by one. In fact, borehole drilling should not be a government enterprise as far as urban water is concerned, but where you have rural and small town. In rural, we may not be able to get away from boreholes. In small towns, we will have schemes in which you have boreholes, but you can still reticulate them to houses. Boreholes are simply, we should not think of boreholes as just boreholes. They are just simply sources of water that can then be reticulated to various places. So I wanted you to be assured of that. The issue of, so the Water Regulatory Agency is doing the issue of borehole drillers, service water providers. Our Electricity Regulatory Board is licensing mini grid providers, meter providers, and so on. And the last issue has to do with oil and gas matters. You will have been hearing recently about the NCG, that's the CNG, the compressed natural gas effort of the state. The ministry, in conjunction with both the Ministry of Transport as well as the Ministry of Trade, Investment, and Industry, we are working together to ensure that the state is at the forefront of that. October 4th, this Friday, the Ekiti branch will be launched. Last week, about 45 mechanics around the state were trained for CNG conversion. 3 vehicles have been converted recently and are operating. And we're hoping that very soon, about 10 CNG buses will be provided to the state from the federal government to start what we consider to be a mass transit project in the state. And this will be pure CNG, compressed natural gas buses. So these are all the things that we have been doing in the ministry, and I want to thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Prof, the Commissioner for Infrastructure and Public Utilities. Yes, yes, Honorable Sunday, Idowu Odebumi.
Thank you. Capacity Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished Honorable colleagues, I still remain my humble self, Honorable Comrade Idowu Odebumi, representing the good people of Oyo Constituency 2. The Honorable Commissioner, sir, I want to welcome you to Alo Chamber. Sir, you talked during your discussion about water. I could remember that the project Sawash is under your ministry. And going through those documents submitted there, I cannot see I'm expecting to see list of town, the project, the exact points in that town where some project has been executed. For example, in Omu community, a few months ago, the contractor came, lose the hand pump water, lose the already spoiled one, preparing as if he want to come and repair it under the name Sawash, but we cannot find them returning back to the project up to now. So I'm expecting to see the list of some of the projects you've done under Sawash and the ongoing one, or what is your plan? Is it a continual exercise or it has stopped? We need more question about that. Thank you.
So, Wash, is it directly under your? Yeah, I know it's directly, but I believe there is an agency managing that under your ministry, or is it directly the ministry? Because I know that we've actually asked some of these agencies to also come around, like Ruwasa.
Sure.
I don't know if Sawash is first among them.
Yeah, I'm aware that other agencies are coming before us here. We have all the lists. I mean, we have all the lists of those towns and agencies, towns, and that all these things have been done. And we're also taking cognizance of complaints because, you know, you can do something today, okay, and either it hasn't been completed or some people have done it, have worked on it in a fairly bad manner, something goes wrong. Sawash is a P4R program. It's the P4R program, a loan program under.
So just address me, sir.
Yeah.
So that and the mic, so that people at home.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so it's a P4R program, and there is a Sawash unit that's addressing it. And they have what they call implementing agencies who will still come before you to explain what part of the Sawash program that they are doing. But we supervise it. But each one of them will be able to tell you. And now that you've actually asked, I'm sure we'll ask them to ensure that they bring their list to you. We did not include it in our own list because we're simply supervising.
Yes, Honorable Oladele Ogushakin, Ekiti East One, and the minority.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I am Oladele Olaoye Ogushakin. I represent the good people of Ekiti East local government, which comprises of Omu Ekiti and Isibode Ekiti. The Honorable Commissioner, sir, I know you are doing a very good job trying to provide electricity and other infrastructure to Ekiti State. In your earlier speech, you mentioned that you've extended electricity to Ekiti East local government up to Elisha. But I want to put it to you today that Ekiti East has no light. The governor came some months back and commissioned the light in Ekiti East. And up to now, my people are living in darkness. And you are here in the Alo Chamber as part of your account of stewardship to mention that Ekiti East has a light. I want to put it to you, sir, that for the past 10 years, Ekiti East people have been in darkness. And the issue of the light has been coming on and off. We are not sure if we are part of this government because we have also worked a lot to support this government. And my people deserve the best to be part of this shared prosperity. And also on the issue of borehole, we hear about in every news, every town, people celebrated Omibao. And I want to put it to you, the Honorable Commissioner, that there is no Omibao or any borehole being renovated in Ekiti local government up to now. And I know you as a professor, and I was expecting you to make use of your good office to address this concern because you are alive now, the whole world is looking at you, and likewise my constituency. You live very close to us in Ekiti East, and I believe the electricity is functioning well in your own local government, sir. And I want you to please address this honorable house why this is happening, and if at all, what is the next solution to it? Thank you very much.
Honorable Dele Okujak, please, Prof. I think you should just take all the questions together. Please note those questions. I can see so many hands up. I'll call you. Yes. Let me take Honorable Tunde Oke.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Dear colleagues, I'm Honorable Babatunde Oke, representing Ikere Constituency 1. Honorable Commissioner, let me go to my question without wasting time. On page 1 of your document, item 6, page 1, item 6, you talk about renovation of fire service station at Ado and Ikere Ekiti. And of course, approved budget, there's a figure, but up to now, there is no actual money that has been expended on that project. So I'm from Ikere Ekiti. So I want to know the issues we are having with regarding to getting money for that particular project. And also on the issue of the establishment of this electricity board, people believe that the board will assist in, of course, resolving so many issues pertaining to electricity. With regards...
Before you go further from that place, because it's also important, I think this must have been an error from whoever must have prepared this document. If what I'm looking at is like from page 1, is capital expenditure. And if the details of expenditure says purchase of specialized tools, which means that that is, for example, as the first item on that list, meaning that the item listed has already been purchased. From January through August, and to the actual expenditure, like you have rightly mentioned, observe, no figure is recorded. Is it that the items were purchased on credit to be paid later? And I think there is a challenge that will require further explanation, particularly on item 1, 2, and 3. Also, item 6, item 1, 2, 3, 4, item 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think those items require further explanation. Yes, we will need further clarification on those items so that we don't. Is that all, Honorable Tunde? Okay.
Yes, I was talking about the establishment of electricity board and the expectation of people.
And if you have answers to that, you can just walk straight to the commissioner.
Okay,
Yes.
and the expectation of the people from the board, particularly in the area of prepaid meters. Of course, it's a regulatory body. What is the board doing to ensure that people have prepaid meters? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Tunde. Okay. Yes, Honorable Oluwayomi or Ayonide.
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, good afternoon once again. Honorable Commissioner, you are welcome. I know you are working hard, but my constituents will not forgive me if I don't ask this question. We've not had water from Ero for a long time. And we've visited water corporations severally. I just wanted to use this platform to assure our people when water will be restored, public water supply will be restored to them. It's very important we say this because in my area, the only way we measure government performance is when you turn your tap on and water runs. And I don't want this government to begin to have bad image because of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Oluwayomi Ayonide. And Honorable Commissioner may wish to add also to the list that what are you doing to utilize Itapaji Dam? I believe Itapaji Dam can serve so many purposes. Hydro, I believe that we can generate electricity from there with what I have seen there. I've been there. I visited the place in about a month ago to also look at that place. Reticulation, we can get more potable waters. We can, and that place I believe can serve at least 6 local governments. I'm not sure, but I believe. So what are you doing to utilize that place? And also, what is happening to the electricity in Ikoli local government? I think that is also very important so that my people are also listening. And the commissioner is here to answer them. So we allow commissioner. And I think this is the commissioner that we will allow to give we'll give him more time so that the people can understand what is happening. Yes, Honorable Tunde Idowu.
Distinguished colleagues of the State House of Assembly, I am Honorable Tunde Idowu. I represent Ikere Constituency 2. Mr. Speaker, I want to believe that you are enough. You are more than a light. A college shouldn't be complaining of lights, Mr. Speaker, because they have light already. You are more than electricity. You are a light to us here, so you should be able to shine to a college community. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Will follow me to Ikole to go and say this also. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker. Prof, you are well done, sir. And I welcome to the Alu Chamber. I welcome you. I want to ask, what is the current condition of our IPP in Ekiti State? Some areas that were listed to be beneficiary of this IPP are complaining now about the services, like EXU. The complainings are coming from that end that the IPP is not functioning well in their area there. And I want to know, are we on the IPP here now? I want to know. So you tell us in your response, sir. Then another thing, you said in your word that Ekiti State is blessed with water. And I wonder why God has blessed us in his infinite mercy. He has blessed us with water and we are still thirsty. Prof, sir, there are lots we need to do on water supply, and the corporation itself. If we have a road dam, Mr. Speaker mentioned Itapaji, Erita Waterfall, Odoebu. I want to tell you, Prof, that Odoebu
Is Odoebu dam?
In the
Is it a dam?
Yes.
I'm not aware of that one.
Federal government has spent billions of naira in that place. This is the honorable representing that area. They've spent money, and those equipment, those
water equipment they bought in that place, they are moribund now. In the bush, if you get there, you will pity this country. Prof. So what are we doing to make sure, I know PS, we know about what I'm talking about. And in Ikere, there is another...
You should know that Prof will also know.
Yes, there is another water that is gushing. As I'm talking to you, Mr. Speaker, Prof, around Oduoja, beside Holy Ghost, a Catholic church, there are some, sometimes ago, some borehole drillers went there to drill borehole for a customer. And according to them, they drill a place and unusual water gushes out to the extent that they could not withstand it, they ran away. Since then, Mr. Speaker, over a year or more than a year now, that water has been gushing out morning, afternoon, evening, night, and day. The water is as clean as pure water. And the density, the volume, the pressure has since reduced since that time as we talk now. Your ministry has been there, and I learned a paper has been written concerning it, giving analysis of how...
Please round up, sir. Round up.
Yes, on how you are going to give us, you are going to tap the water and supply. In fact, that water, Mr. Speaker, can supply the whole Ekiti. Leave Ero alone, leave Itapaji, leave all those things. That water alone.
That is...
now. No, people how do I put it? They want to turn it to an idol. Because some people they were saying in Ikere that they breathe the heights of a Yekai, that is Oshun. Because that water, if you see that place, Mr. Speaker, you will glorify God.
Thank you,
Honorable God has blessed Ikere.
Thank
what
you.
are you doing, Prof?
That's okay, please. Thank you.
Not seen anything.
Thank you,
Mr.
very
Speaker.
much. Yes. Honorable Awoni, we are dealing with a professor, so he can suck in everything. I will take you for your observation, but please let him speak. Honorable
Thank
Awoni.
you, sir, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Honorable members of the House. I'm Honorable Jacob Adeyemi Awoni, representing Mumbai Constituency 2. The Commissioner, Mumbai Constituency 2. The Commissioner, sir, I also want to talk on this issue of water. Ekiti, that house eroder has no water for many months ago. Not to talk of Ikosu, Igogo, Aye, Erimo Ekiti. So for how long and we have a special line from Kwara down to Ekiti put in place just to have an uninterrupted power supply. And up till now, no water in that area. For how long shall we continue to live like that? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Femi Akindele.
Right, Honorable Speaker, dear colleagues, good afternoon. Right, Honorable Speaker, I want to take us to page 2 on the document that came, the document of account of stewardship. Page 2. Right, Honorable Speaker, that is an IGR page. And if you go to page 8 too, right, Honorable Speaker, it's an IGR page. I don't want to bore us with the details, but I just want to bring it to the notice of this house.
I've seen that.
Bring to the notice of this house, because if you are observing others to the negative, they have performed, even at some points, they have even exceeded up to 125% of what they proposed in terms of revenue. I think that observation deserves commendation from the chair, from you, right, Honorable Speaker. Before sitting down, before I take my seat, right, Honorable Speaker, let me say the man standing before us is not just a professor, he's the general overseer of many MDAs. How I wish he only limited himself to this document. Some of these questions would have been kept, but the MDAs and the departments are still coming on him. The person in charge of water is still coming. The person in charge of electricity is still coming. They are going to appear before this house. But he is the general overseer. I just wish he can attempt all this, but he's not the one that will give us final answer. All other agencies are still coming to appear before this house. Thank you.
As much as I commend the ministry, just like you want me to. I've seen that. I've looked at it over and over again. And at the stage, I wanted to commend the ministry, but we tell that I decided not to. One, yes, they have actually surpassed their target, but I'm also constrained to say that for that ministry, 7 million naira might be too very little as targets, revenue target. Ministry. I decided not to speak around it, but since that was the target given to them, and they've surpassed even the target, meaning that the budget actually, from what I'm seeing, this is about 102% performance in terms of revenue targets for the ministry. Well, we will commend you for that, at least surpassing your target. But I believe that we can do more to get more in terms of revenue to the state. Prof,
Yes.
you can see that a lot has been said, particularly around infrastructure in Ekiti State, electricity, water mainly.
Yeah.
And these are the concerns of the people.
I'll wrap them up.
And I will want you to address this. However, in addressing it, I will also want us to look at what is the way out of this? How do we think outside the box? Because, of course, sir, do you know what even my attitude now? I am even thinking that we should not even think outside the box again. We should think as if there was no boss at all. Because we still have the boss, maybe because the boss is there. So let's even think that we don't even have any boss at all. So we want to think that there are no bosses at all. So what do we do? And I'm also looking at what is our effort in PPA arrangements. Is it not yielding? Do we have any? Is it yielding interest? Result or not? Because we need this. Of course, for our people, this is the only thing they need. Do you know what I hear sometimes? I hear people say, we are our own government. Some will say, we are our own local government. I am providing my own electricity, generator, solar. I am providing my own water, even roads. Some of them will claim that they are the one having their road. So what do we do? How do we go from here? What do we do, sir? And I think we have the round peg in the round hole. Even beyond your account of stewardship, you can speak generally. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to thank you for the confidence you repose not only on me but on my ministry, because I have, quite frankly, a competent ministry to handle what has been stated. And I also want to thank Honorable Femi Akindele for commending us for targets exceeding and trying to get me out of having to answer the questions. But in terms of revenue, let me first indicate that ministries should really not be asked to get revenue. Ministries are for policies, for programs, and for supervision. It is MDAs, certain revenue-generating MDAs, that should be looked at. And if there's any revenue, it should just be icing on the cake. Once ministries start being asked to generate revenue, then you have to discount their revenue from the staff who are working on there. And if you do that, it will be a negative. So really, we should be very careful about targeting ministries and revenue. I want to speak in general about electricity. Honorable Odebumi, I did not say, and maybe if I said it, I misspoke, that we are providing electricity to any community. What we are doing is providing electric lines to the community. 33 kV lines provided to the community. It is like providing a road between here and your community. But now the cars have to be there. The fuel for the cars have to be there. What this state has provided have been lines to the community. The electricity that we have right now, the only utility scale electricity generation in Ekiti State is our IPP. Every other generation in this state comes either from Kenji Dam or from Kapalanto or from wherever. None of them is in this state. Even when we talk about Omission Jano, it is a line that is coming from Oshogbo, going towards Akure, that one single 132 kV line. So there is not enough electricity in the state as it is. And the fact that we provide 133 kV lines, it simply says that if there is enough electricity, Ekiti East will have electricity. Ode will have electricity. Ikogosi will have electricity. What has been happening is that increasingly the electricity federal level has been increasing in a little bit of manner, and therefore there has been a little bit more electricity in the state. Unfortunately, electricity is such that you generate it at one point, and as you go farther away from that point, it becomes less and less voltage until, unfortunately, along a particular line, Omo Ekiti East, Ilasha, are at the ends of electricity line from Omission Jano. At a point where we did not even have Omission Jano providing electricity, they were at the end of Omuaron's transmission station. Even Omuaron is farther to Ilasha or Omo than Omission Jano is. So what we actually did was to shorten the ability of electricity to get to places like Ilasha by this new arrangement. Many of the communities that are telling you that they don't have electricity, it's not because they don't have electricity. It is because they either have a bulk transformer and they have not paid for the charge that they had, or even my own town, Ekiti, Ode, has electricity, but they have prepaid bulk meters. And they have bulk meters, but they have prepaid bulk meters, but the community has not come together to be able to fund the electricity. So if they do that, they will have electricity. You go along that line, you'll see that sometimes you have Isaac has electricity and so on. So that's the general issue about electricity, that it is, we need to have, and if you are asking me what we need to do, sir, we need to have more generation points within the state. The problem of electricity in this country has been the distance between where you generate electricity and where you offload it, in general, is too long. It's too far. And therefore, you do not have adequate ones. So what we need to do in Ekiti is to have more generation sites. Have places that we identify for productive use of energy, like these dams, for example, like cities, where investors have been asking to come in to identify communities that they can have willing buyer, willing seller arrangements. And they provide solar, they provide CNG, provide biomass, provided they agree with these communities to charge. I mean, we have an example in Bolorunduro in Ekiti Southwest. Okay? But we have far more people who can come in. So that's one issue, that we must have more generation points like the IPP. The IPP in here does not, somebody was asking about, EXU is a target, but it has not reached EXU yet. But everywhere that is supposed to have been reaching, including your hollow chambers, it's 24/7. Again, remember that it is not government run. It is an independent power project for which we are paying the capacity charge and we're also paying the pass-through. Let me talk about water. It is to our greatest chagrin that we cannot provide water on a 24/7 basis to Ekun, Ikogus, Igogo, Ikosun, all of those places. It is. But that is because even the line that you said was coming from Omuaron, Omuaron is not a generation site. It is a transmission site. So it can only provide electricity to us when it has electricity at Omuaron. And Ero's design is such that it requires 18 constant hours of electricity before I can get to many places. That does not mean you should not get to Ikun. But unless you have that, by the time you even have only 4 hours of it, it may just have filled the pipes before it gets to the reservoirs. Okay? But again, part of what we are doing there is to identify productive use of energy providers who will provide electricity for Ikun, provide electricity for Egbe, for Ureje, and so on. And therefore, we will not need to be depending on the national grid to provide electricity in these dams. Once we're able to do that, and we are confident that with the new Electricity Act, with our forefront provisions, forefront issues, we know that we will solve the problem. You talked, the Honorable from Ikere indicated the water at Odoja. It's a miracle. It's a massive amount of water. And that is part of, if you see some of the programs here, that is part of the soil wash program. The governor has approved quite millions of naira. It's part of the schemes that have been approved for us to do into a scheme. And you will see us use that. It has been analyzed, costed, and we will be calling for people who will work on it soon. Ikere has also another advantage. There's going to be a transmission station at Ikere, 2 times, I believe it is 120 MVA, that will transmit electricity to Ilupeju, transmit to Ijeshaishu, and there's a possibility of another one at Moba. So in addition to Omission Jano, we intend maybe in the next 2-3 years to have 4 additional transmission stations. But right now, work is going on at Ikere, at Ijeshaishu, and Ilupeju for additional transmission stations. Again, remember that transmission stations do not provide electricity. It just means that when you have electricity, that you have ability to ensure that the surrounding communities. But when we have more generation stations in the state, when we have better interconnected grids in the state, these transmission stations will be the ones to disseminate electricity to
at least you can only transmit what you have generated.
You can only transmit what you have generated. So I think I have tried to address most
Prof,
of the...
because of time, I know the other issue. I have seen it myself. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I think what they did was just come up with the budget heads as approved in the budget.
Yes.
Put everything there.
Yeah.
Purchase of this. It's not that you have purchased it.
No.
It's just to say this is what we have in the budget
And
approval.
and there have been a lot of...
as of today, nothing has been expended.
Yeah.
I mean that you have not. You are honorable. Okay. The issue is what you have seen in Ikere is not that they have done anything there. What they wrote it down, because I've tried to look at it again, is just to say this is what we have requested for example, in our budget. In January, nothing was done. In April, nothing was done up to August. And that's why you now have 0% in their budget. You can hold your...
Quite a lot of this will have been... P.S., come and explain, if you don't mind, just the issue of the difference between the budget and what has been...
you know you cannot speak without my... Commissioner cannot ask you to come and speak. You are going to the mic when I have not asked you to speak. Okay, please, talk to us.
The Right Honorable Speaker, with your kind permission, I would like to quickly explain the budget head. We have the narration for up to August 2024. However, in the ministry, the core issue is about sustainability. Over the years, we have developed quite a lot of water schemes, quite a lot of electricity projects that currently they are not functioning well or functioning optimally. And because we have been involved...
Majority Leader. Majority and Minority Leader, please come.
Because we have been involved in need for reform and importantly change in the way we do infrastructure development practices. We are concerned about the effect of climate change. Currently, all our projects are undergoing environmental and social management processes that we have to look at and evaluate the impact of that project, one, on the people, on the environment itself, and the impact of the climate change. So it's a new order, it's a new process of implementing projects. So we are spending so much time in planning. Like the Honorable Commissioner mentioned, by November, we'll start to turn in indicators that will reflect positive ratings for that returns. Thank you.
Okay. Do you know what we are going to do? We have hold on, please. Okay. We have other issues that we have so many agencies and ministries still waiting. Please sit down. Sit down. Please sit down. And the best thing for us is to take other issues at the executive session, not here again, please. We will take every other issues at the executive session. Please, now, don't forget that Prof might look very young, might still want to play football, but I know Prof is not getting younger anymore. So we have kept him too long, standing on his feet. Prof is 70, so he's over 70. Sir? Oh, not 70. Oh, okay. But almost 70. Almost 70. So, allow Prof to get back. We'll make the executive. Leader of the House
is Ministry of Works.
Ministry of Works, Sayed Atam. Mr. Adeleye, please, can you go back? Yes. Please go to your seat. Leader of the House.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, my colleagues.
We have before us the Honorable Commissioner of Works. And right, Honorable Speaker, you may direct him to introduce himself to us.
All right, Honorable Commissioner, please can you just introduce yourself to the House?
Good afternoon, Right Honorable Speaker. Good afternoon, honorable members of Ekiti House of Assembly. My name is Adeshola Adebayo. I'm Commissioner for Works I'm from Irekodun Ifelodun local government. Thank you, sir.
Commissioner, I know you are not here alone. Can we quickly introduce member of your team?
Honorable Speaker, sir, I'm here with my directors. Leading the pack is my permanent secretary, Alhaji Ibrahim Titilope Ganiu. I have my DAS, Mr. Oluwalano Bumi. I have my DFA, Mrs. Alabi Folashade. I have my director mechanical, engineer Ilesomi. I have my DEE, engineer Mrs. Ojelabi Pedro. I have my director public procurement, engineer Temitope Udni. I have my director, my new director civil, who just resumed this morning, engineer Bamidele Oke. I have my DPRS, Mrs. Abimbola Akinkumi. I have my director press, Mr. Adeniyi Adekunle Babatunde. And I have my CIA, Mr. Ehinafe Patrick Olajide. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, sir. You are welcome. Well, let me first, I must commend you for coming very early. I know you are here early enough today. Because of time, we just want to quickly go into your stewardship by addressing Ekiti people on what you've been able to do in your ministry in the last 1 year. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and members of Ekiti House of Assembly. First of all, as we all know, Ministry of Works was Ministry of Works and Transportation before. But with the new administration, they have decided to make Ministry of Transportation a ministry on its own. So, as a ministry, we play a vital role in the designing and monitoring and execution of capital projects, such as construction and maintenance of roads. We are a very important arm of government charged with the responsibility for the formulation of policies relating to issues of roads. Our vision is to provide roads and other infrastructures in a sustainable manner for the overall socio-economic benefits of Ekiti people, since infrastructural development engenders sustainable economic growth and development. As we are all aware, there are three categories of roads within Ekiti. We have the Trunk A roads, with our federal roads. We have Trunk B roads with our state roads. And we have Trunk C, which are local government roads. In the last 12 months, unfortunately for us, it's only the state government that has been performing in terms of roads. We have made, Mr. Governor actually has made a lot of movement to and fro to Abuja, meeting with our legislators, members of the Senate and the House of Assembly, to put pressure on the executive to carry out their own duties. By the grace of God, we got good news in the last 2 weeks that the federal government has approved 2 of their roads. As of today, within the state, we have awarded a total of 190 kilometers of roads. Some of these roads have a duration of 12, 18, and 24 months. Most of the ones that have a duration of 12 months have been completed, which include the Omishojano Ajibandele Ikera Road. We have completed the Jimo Aliu Road. We have completed HMB Doctors Quarters Road. In the next 2 weeks, for the second anniversary, we are going to commission a couple of roads, which include GRA third extension. We're going to complete Agric Olokwe Road, and we're going to commission Agric Olokwe Road. We have two major legacy projects for this administration at the moment. One is the Ring Road, and the second is the flyover in Ado. The whole essence of this Ring Road is to decongest the traffic situation within the capital city. What we have also done is we're rehabilitating a couple of side roads within the capital. Faglo, the Head Road is one, which will also be commissioned for the second year anniversary. There's no need reading out all the roads we are doing because we've submitted the list because of time. But we want to assure this esteemed House and our people in Ekiti that the state government is doing everything possible to make sure that they complete all roads that have been awarded before the end of this administration. Mr. Governor has mandated the ministry that no new roads should be embarked upon except if it's very, very expedient. The focus of next year's budget for the ministry should make sure that we complete all ongoing projects. Hopefully, with the way the contractors are performing, I believe the flyover should be ready in the last quarter of 2025. They have an estimated completion date of first quarter of 2026, but the contractor has assured us that they would complete that project by the end of 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. I will allow members to ask their questions, observations, and yes, Honorable Tony Kendi Adaramodu.
Right, Honorable Speaker, dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Tony Kendi Adaramodu, representing the good people of the Southwest Constituency 1. Honorable Commissioner, sir, please kindly go to page 3.
This is not pignated.
It's not. Under expedition.
That cannot be page 3 then. Who prepared this document?
1, 2,
Stand up now.
3. Let's say page 3.
Hold on, Honorable Adaramodu. Why will you prepare a document that you know is not pignated? So how do you want us to make reference? How do we do that? So you just want to give us that issue. Now, Honorable Ramodu,
Yes, sir.
are you starting counting your page from the first page or the second page?
First sheet, second sheet, the third one.
Okay, let's look at it. First sheet, second sheet, and the third sheet. That's around the page 4.
Under expedition.
That's page 4.
Yeah.
Am I correct? Or maybe page 5. What's the heading?
Ministry of Works, but under expedition.
Monthly expedition.
It's not last page.
If it is monthly expedition, that should be around the page 6.
This is one.
Honorable Commissioner, would you like to sit? Will you want to sit, sir? Okay. So you see the issue you have caused us now?
It's strongly paged.
Honorable, please sit down now. Honorable Tokwenunge.
Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, fellow parliamentarians, my name is Longe Temitokwe Ademola. My observation goes to the fact that, and we have seen this here a couple of times, I think we need to talk seriously to the people that prepares this document. Of course, we know that it's not the commissioner that will prepare this document. His is to see it and make sure that the document given to him to read is in alignment with what he has done. Whoever has prepared this document, I think you need to sit down seriously and get serious. Because we have seen, now, this document is here in my hand at the very last page. Same document is in that document in his hand on page 3. In other people's hand is in page 4. And the thing that this document is not even page-nated. So what are you people doing? You come here, and allow the commissioner to come and face the embarrassment here? Is it that's supposed to be preparing this document? You have to get serious. The guys are preparing.
Now, the issue now, if I can get the understanding of the issues, that even what I am reading here is different from what Honorable Adamodu is reading. What a confusion. And we're supposed to be on the same page. We're supposed to be on the same page. No, I've not asked you to. Don't worry, just I'm addressing the commissioner. And I think the PS should supervise this job very well. I understand the organogram. I am not expecting that the commissioner will be the one to prepare this. Even that is coming to present. The PS, you ought to have also ensured that everything, the document to be presented by the commissioner is well detailed. And that you ought to have crossed your T and dot your I's before coming. Now, Yao Baba Baton, that is what we are having now. Even Honorable Adamudu and Honorable Femi Akindele, they are sitting together, but the document is not the same. Will I say this is a deliberate attempt to mislead us? It seems like that to me here, that you have deliberately done that so that to set confusion and for us not to understand one another. Fortunately, the commissioner did not refer us to any page. Maybe that would have even started from there. There cannot be any confusion more than that when the commissioner says page 1, and I am page 1, and is reading what is on page 10. In another place, another person is saying page 15. So how do we reconcile this? Dear colleagues, okay, Right Honorable, keep Javio.
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, welcome my brother Commissioner for Works. Please, I just have 2 questions. First, let me appreciate the states.
Oh, not on what we are discussing.
No, not on what we are discussing, sir.
Sorry, sir. Honorable Adamudu has not asked his question.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
we are still battling with the issue of
pagination.
Yeah, so we need Honorable Adamudu to ask his question.
Okay.
Then I can take you.
Thank you.
The observation is on, even now it's paginated that we cannot even get, but we will manage it. Honorable Femi, sit down. Yes, Honorable Adamodu, please ask a question.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Let me just go straight. Where we have expenditure, traffic light, billboard, and pipelines.
Expenditure.
Where we have traffic light, billboard, and pipelines.
Sir? Can we do we step this thing down?
Okay.
Maybe we will have to meet them at the executive session.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I think we have to step this down. We cannot understand this document. The confusion is much. And there are other things that we will even want to raise with the ministry. So I think we should just take everything to the executive session. But please, when you are coming to the executive session, kindly come with every necessary document. Here, we will not be asking for those documents, but at the executive session, we will need them. Your BEME for all the road construction, very, very important. It is important we have all the BEME. We will need them at the executive session. We will need all details, everything you think we will ask. Director of Finance, you know those you need as Director of Finance. Ensure that you get everything ready when you are coming to the executive session. We have internal auditor. Do you have internal auditor? Where is he? Outside. Okay. Colleagues, we have seen what the government has done, no doubt. You mentioned of Jimaliu Road, third extension, Agbado is road is ongoing. Not Agbado is now. Ikere Igbarao road is ongoing. The flyover is ongoing. The Jimaliu has been commissioned. The one immediately around Pavilion down to Bashiri had also been commissioned. Ikere Ise, Ikere Ilawe, and other places, and we have seen what they are doing around Ado Ifaki Road, but that is not enough. This is meant for this session. Sir, this is meant for this session. At the other session, the executive session, all of these roads, we want to also see the details of contracts, as even from, you can just come with the files, so that from the memo generated to your procurement procedures, tender, the BEME, and stages of the contracts. We will be interested in looking at them at the executive session. After that, we can now begin to talk about, in law, we call it a visit to locus in quo. That is a visit to the site to also see, to ascertain your claims before we come up with our reports. So on that note, we'll ask the commissioner to lay this document, account of stewardship, before the House, then take a bow, and we meet at the executive session. Thank you. No, sir, you raise it up. No, as in, yes, lay it. Yes, thank you. Thank you, sir. Yes, you can then take a bow and go, sir. So we shall meet at the executive session. But please don't forget those documents I have requested for. Ensure you bring them to the executive session. Thank you. Yes, okay. Leader. Majority leader.
It's General Administration Department.
General Administration Department. Head by PS. Am I correct?
Head of Service.
Do we have any political?
Head of Service.
Oh, head of service, okay. Letter E. General Administration Department. What of protocol? Who is the head of protocol? Okay, we have a scope. Okay. Why is the head of service? Yes. You can go to your seat.
Right Honorable Speaker, the speaking Speaker of the Seventh Assembly, my colleagues, you are recognized. Right Honorable Speaker, we have in front of us the head of service to speak to the account of stewardship of the General Administration Department. Right Honorable Speaker, with your leave, she may introduce herself.
Right, thank you, leader of the house. The head of services, please, can we meet you? Thank you.
Good afternoon, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable members. I am Falakemi Olomojobi, the State Head of Service. And if you will kindly permit with me this afternoon, I have Mrs. Kemi Ayegbusi, who is the Permanent Secretary of GAD. I have the Director Office of Head of Service, Mr. Aleshin Lawrence. And I have the DFA from GAD, Mr. Kayode Adediro, as well as Director of Administration of GAD, Mr. Adebayo Olumide. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, head of service. Let me first and foremost inform you that this exercise is being beamed live. You are live on our YouTube channel. You are live on our Facebook. And I can tell you this exercise is being watched all over the world. We have people from UK, US, Singapore, and other places. And I can also tell you that again, Ekiti people are watching, and it's live. So, head of service, we will want you to address this house. And as you are addressing this house, you are addressing the Ekiti people, home and abroad.